Auburn, Oklahoma. We talked about this game a week ago. It's finally here. Jackson Arnold is off to a great start. 48 of 69, 500 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Auburn's running the ball really well with Jeremiah Cobb right now. Eric Singleton has been everything they thought he would be, leads all receivers in receptions. I mean,
he better be when you pay him millions of dollars.
I was going to say, he's got 2 touchdowns and 13 receptions, but he's still leading their receivers. Their defense has been pretty solid. Obviously, pass protection, a little crazy on their offensive side. But overall, Hugh Freeze has got a pretty strong team right now. But then you look at Oklahoma, Mateer, same situation, right? Extremely productive. 944 yards, 5 touchdowns, close to 70% completion percentage. He's been running the ball well, over 160 rushing yards, 4 rushing touchdowns. To me, this is a more evenly matched set up to, what am I trying to say here? Evenly matched up game that's set up to be kind of an offensive showdown. But my gut still says Mateer and Oklahoma edge Auburn out in this one, particularly with Mateer's arm, which I think will come to a surprise to some people. But I think Mateer, this is a game where he flashes his arm more than his legs, and that's how they're able to edge Auburn. What do you think?
I think Oklahoma's going to beat Auburn this weekend. I look at Auburn didn't really impress you against South Alabama. Yes, it's been a good start for Jackson Arnold statistically. I think he's protecting the football. I don't necessarily think he's like some transformational guy that would like stop Deuce Knight Deuce Knight was Hugh Freeze's handpicked guy.
Yeah.
And you don't have time to waste time. Jackson Arnold is feeling that every single game. But if they, I mean, who have they played? Right? I mean, you beat Baylor, but what is Baylor? Ball State is Ball State, and then you beat South Alabama 31-15. I think they got great offensive pieces. Defensively, there's a struggle, and Jackson Arnold I still think is an open book. I don't think we know yet what that's going to be. For this weekend, Oklahoma to me so far has been the best team in the SEC. John Mateer has been that quarterback of the moment, and sometimes that's all it takes. And right now, that's what it is. That's all it's taking for Oklahoma. They've got the pieces defensively too, and I like what they did with skill positions. They're a team that initially didn't, but certainly has now completely leaned into the portal and went and bought a roster worthy of the Oklahoma banner, right? So compared to Auburn, which tried to do the same, I think they're better. And I don't think there's anything that's happened so far this season that convinces me that Auburn isn't any more than a team that will be in it and can contend in the wide open SEC. But I don't put them because they're 3-0 at the head of the pack. They haven't done anything to inspire me any more than Ole Miss, and I wouldn't put Ole Miss in the top 10 right now. I wouldn't think Ole Miss would go to Norman and win today. Ole Miss does go to Norman in a couple of weeks. I picked them to lose that game. Yeah. Well, I did that way before I started seeing John Mateer's stuff and Ole Miss's defense, which ranks last in the SEC against the run. Yeah, I mean, let's be real about all of it. I expect Oklahoma to win the game. They got the best player in college football for right now, and that just means for today. I'm not talking about for 2025, 26. I'm talking about for right now, week 4. John Mateer's the guy, and I'm buying him. If Jackson Arnold, I think it's a huge game for Jackson Arnold because of the Deuce Knight component, because of the pressure that I know Hugh feels. Jackson needs to keep being good. And that sounds simple, but this is a former 5-star guy, talked about their recruiting class. Nico, Arch, man, they're really struggling. You hate to see that kind of stuff. Jackson Arnold, he has a lot on his shoulders that's alone for just from absent of the football, he has so much on his shoulders.
Sure.
So I think for him, if he were able to get a signature win like that over his former team, would be a great story. It would be great to see. I don't see it, right?
I don't think so.
But what a story we would tell on Game Runs Depot next Monday.
No doubt.
Because that would be great. I hope that works out for him in some way. Yeah. But it's going to be a fun game. It'll be competitive because all games will be competitive. Parity is here, friend.
It is. I think for me, like I said, Auburn, the question to me is Auburn can clearly run block. I mean, they're running the ball well, but I think he's been sacked. Arnold's been sacked 6 times so far. I mean, they gave up 3 or 4 sacks to Ball State. And so I think that's where Oklahoma maybe takes a little bit more advantage. And like I said, both Arnold and Mateer have been really good running the football. I think Mateer still is the better passer.
I do too.
But that's where I think this game kind of takes a turn. I think you'll see John Mateer throw better than Arnold as far as the head-to-head QB matchup is concerned. And I think that's where Oklahoma gets Auburn. And some people will tell you this is not even going to be a close game. Oklahoma's that much better. I think it'll be close, but I'm thinking Oklahoma 10-point win, somewhere in that range, and it's going to be because of material.